Here we go again to the Haters Club. Now, this one I've been wanting to do for a while now, and it involves the IWC's favorite target other than Vince McMahon. That is John Cena. Yes, I've been wanting to do this for a while now. So, I'm going to tell you why John Cena isn't nearly as bad as all these dumbasses in the IWC think he is. First of all, he can wrestle, okay? Let's get that one right out the gate. He can wrestle. And look at the matches he's had with Shawn Michaels, Triple H, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Neville, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Cesaro. Just the 10 right there. 10 guys he's had amazing matches with. 11, Randy Orton. He's had some really good matches with Randy Orton too. I know a lot of people say that they've been played out, but they have had some really good matches in the past. So, he can wrestle. He's adapted different styles, high flyers, brawlers, giants, you name it. He has been able to adapt his style, and he's still adding new moves to his repertoire. Repertoire, I like that word. So, yeah, sometimes he messes up. He's not perfect. None of these wrestlers are. But whenever he makes a mistake, they just jump right on and say, he can't do that move. That means he's a bad wrestler. He means he can't wrestle. Whee! And it's like, oh, God, I just get so tired of that, you know? No wrestler can ever have a career without making some mistakes. I mean, look at Seth Rollins. When he's on the mic, he's made more mistakes on the mic than John Cena or Roman Reigns has made. But nobody jumps on him saying how much he sucks, but he's entertaining. That means he can wrestle. Whatever. But yeah, he can wrestle. He's had some really good matches, some great matches even. Look at his TLC match with Edge in 2006. That was a really good match, and I enjoyed that one quite a bit. And it just goes to show that he can wrestle, and he can also do the hardcore stuff. He's shown he's not afraid to bleed when WWE allowed a lot more free bleeding. But nowadays he does show he has wrestled. Look at his matches against Kevin Owens this past summer. Those are some really good matches. A lot of athleticism shown by Cena, and he did, to use a wrestling term I usually don't like using it, he did put over Kevin Owens, which comes to the second thing that people bitch about him, that he keep burying people. Oh, yeah, you heard that especially after Kevin Owens feud. That was a really good, I mean, come on. How could you say he actually buried him when he put on a really good series of matches? And Kevin Owens' first match in the WWE, he wins against John Cena. Yeah, nobody saw that coming, but it was a great way to put Kevin Owens right on the map and say, this guy is going to be a big deal in WWE. But he didn't win the U.S. title from him in their contests and their feuds. That means Cena buried him. No, morons. It just means that he lost that feud. Just because you lose doesn't necessarily mean you've been buried. Alright? Now, a lot of people have lost feuds. They didn't get buried. So that's really stupid. I mean, look at his match with Sami Zayn as well. That was another one. I mean, Sami Zayn, his debut match against Cena, U.S. Open Challenge, which is a highlight, which has been a highlight of Raw for the past few months after and before SummerSlam. You had Cena constantly defending the U.S. title, putting prestige on it, and having new people challenge for the title in really good matches. And Sami Zayn debut, after the match, Cena raising his hand, was like, yeah, this guy, he's here to stay, he's the real deal. But Cena beat him in that match. That means he buried him. No, morons, it doesn't. You know who also lost their debut match in the WWE? John Cena. But he gained respect during that match. And that's exactly what Sami Zayn did. The only thing that's held Sami Zayn back since because he got injured in that match, unfortunately. I don't like seeing people getting injured, and it was just an unfortunate thing that happened. If he hadn't been injured, I think Sami Zayn probably would be U.S. champion right now. Speaking of which, our current U.S. champion, dual wielder of the titles, the U.S. and WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins. Yeah, Cena lost that match, and everyone was saying, of course he's going to win that match and bury Seth Rollins. Way. Instead, what happened? They put on a great match at SummerSlam, and Cena lost that match, and now Seth Rollins is the champion. But he didn't beat him cleanly. He had John Stewart help him in that match. That means Cena buried him. Way. Yes, of course. I mean, who ever thought like a heel, the bad guy would ever do anything sinister in wrestling? You must be new to this whole pro wrestling thing, aren't you? Morons. Of course, he's the villain. He's supposed to do stuff like this. And of course, the villain usually has the outside interference when there's only one instance of outside interference in the match. Usually goes down that way. But at least it made sense when Stewart came out on Raw the next day and explained why he did it. Has Cena halted, I guess, some people's momentum? Yeah. I mean, in an interview that Chris Jericho and Edge did together, they said, yes, Cena should have lost his match against Wade Barrett. That's one instance. For me, it was what happened with The Miz wasn't exactly Cena's doing. That was more the WWE and The Rock doing everything he could to bury The Miz. Alright? So I don't blame Cena for that one. As far as I'm concerned, he's the patsy. It was The Rock and WWE that buried The Miz. So, speaking of, people think that Cena has too much influence in backstage. He says what goes in. That's why Nikki Bella is still Divas champion. Look, I'm recording this before Night Champions. I'll probably post it afterwards, so I don't know what happened. But I saw when I go on my troll safari this past week, it was pretty funny and stupid to see the whining that Nikki Bella is still Divas champion, and of course their own circular logic had to be because it was John Cena doing it. It was John Cena's fault that Nikki Bella is still champion. Wait. It couldn't just be because Nikki Bella is actually a decent wrestler and is a good villain. I mean, she plays that stuck up, haters gonna hate kind of a villain that actually works with her character. And she plays it well. She knows what she's doing to get the people to hate her ass. Yeah. What is part of it probably because WWE doesn't want AJ Lee to be the longest reigning Divas champion? Maybe. I don't know. But, some title reigns should be broken. They should. I mean, look what happened with the U.S. Championship. When Dean Ambrose was the longest reigning U.S. champion, nobody bitched that it was because he had some backstage dealings with Triple H, because he is one of Triple H's guys from NXT. So nobody said it was because of that. He never defended the title for 4 months. He didn't defend it for 4 months on any pay-per-view or television appearances. So yeah, did people complain about that? No, but because it's Nikki Bella, they have to say it's because of John Cena. I saw a great meme that said, "When in doubt, blame Cena." I should find that again and save it on my computer. That's just so typical of the IWC this past 5 years. Oh, more than that, like 8. But the one thing I think is the most important, the thing I will always respect John Cena for, is his charity work. This is the thing that I think should be defended the most, his charity work. Now some of you are thinking, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Who could crap over somebody's charity work? You obviously haven't met the IWC. They can crap on anything. So yeah, let's get into this. John Cena has granted the most wishes through the Make-A-Wish Foundation of any celebrity. He is at over 500 by the time I'm making this and uploading it. Over 500! That's unimaginable. Think of it this way. There are only 4 celebrities through the Make-A-Wish Foundation that have granted more than 200 wishes. Cena's the only one to hit 3, 4, and now 500. Alright? So if this was a race, if this was like running around a track, Cena would be lapping everyone right about now, and is about to lap everybody again and again, because his goal is to reach 1,000. I mean, I really respect that. Like, wow, you're giving back and really showing people, especially these kids who may not live another year, to not give up. I know people hate his slogan, his catchphrase, you know, never give up. But you know, for a kid who's battling cancer, that's the message they need to hear. You know, and of course, when WWE started doing partnership with the Susan G. Komen Foundation for breast cancer awareness, that was Cena again. You know, that people, other wrestlers, and Michael Cole even in the interview said, yeah, that's Cena's doing. He's the one that got WWE to participate in this, which is really good. I mean, it is a serious disease, and it should be tackled. So I'm glad they're doing it. And of course, this led to one of the worst things I've ever seen from the fans. This was Hell in a Cell 2012, and Cena, he was injured. He had the bum arm, I think it was, and he came out for a segment during the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and he was bringing out members from the Susan G. Komen Foundation, talking about what the great work that they do, and those bastards in the crowd booed. They booed the Susan G. Komen Foundation and John Cena only because Cena was there. It's like, oh, you freaking bastards! You're gonna boo people who raise money for breast cancer research? Are you that petty? And the answer is yes. They can't see Cena doing all these great things and not think, oh, he's doing it out of the goodness of his heart. They actually, in their twisted, demented minds, think that Cena is doing this all to make himself over, make himself popular, get people to like him. Wait, I'm not falling for that. Wait. So, oh yeah, when Daniel Bryan does something for Conor the Crusher in 2014, people were, oh, he was so great that he did this. It was such a beautiful thing. WWE should be praising him all the time. And what he did was great, and I really liked it. I hated what he did at WrestleMania 30, and I hated the fact that he's such an overrated wrestler. But I would never take that away from him, what he did with Conor the Crusher, especially after the kid died, and he and the WWE doing, you know, Connor's cure. I'm getting a little excited because it's like one of those things. Like, yeah, that was really great. But when Cena does 500 of these things for these kids, the WWE can't even fathom he's doing it because he's a good person. It's such idiocy, and that's one thing I'll always defend Cena. As far as I'm concerned, he's a good wrestler, even a really good wrestler. He doesn't bury everyone. He has put over quite a few people. Maybe it's not as many as I would have liked to have seen. And he's not the be-all, end-all of why everything's wrong with the WWE. And yeah, the guy himself, he's a good guy from what I've seen, all the charity work that he does. He's a good guy. So that's what I think. And I just think that he deserves a little bit of respect. If not the wrestler, at least the person, what he's done for, you know, Make-A-Wish and the Susan G. Komen Foundation. So that's what I think. What do you think? Do you like John Cena sometimes? Do you like him? Do you hate him? Sometimes I like him. Sometimes I think he's okay, but he could be better. I'm not hardcore hate or really like. I'm kind of in the middle, and I like being that center spot right there. So that's all I got. Next videos will probably be lists, top 5s, top 10s. So until then, later.